Hello and welcome. Today, we're exploring the life of the one and only Sinead O'Connor. Born Sinead Marie Bernadette O'Connor on December 8, 1966, daughter of John Oliver Sean O'Connor and Johanna Marie O'Grady. An Irish icon, her voice could shatter glass and mend hearts in the same breath. Sinead was more than a singer. She was a force of nature, a lightning rod for controversy, and a woman who lived on her own terms. Her story is woven with breathtaking music, defiant activism, and profound personal struggles. This is the story of a true original, a woman who sang her truth no matter the cost. Let's begin. Sinead's story begins in Glenageary, County Dublin in 1966. Her childhood was turbulent, marked by her parents' separation and severe abuse from her mother. That pain became the wellspring for her art, shaping her music and her defiant spirit. She rebelled against authority early, clashing with Catholic schools and refusing to be silenced. Sent to a Magdalene asylum as a teen, she found an unlikely lifeline. A nun bought her a guitar and encouraged her to pursue music. Music became her escape and her voice. She poured her anger and longing into songwriting, beginning to process her trauma through art. At Newtown School, a more liberal environment, she recorded her first demo. The fire was lit. The Dublin girl who endured so much was ready to make the world listen. Her pain became her power. Sinead's early years forged the artist and activist she would become. The seeds of her future were sown in adversity, and soon the world would hear her roar. Sinead's arrival on the music scene was explosive. After singing with local bands, she was signed by Ensign Records, who wanted to mold her image. Instead, she shaved her head, a declaration of independence that became her trademark. Her debut album, The Lion and the Cobra, landed in 1987, a ferocious mix of rock, Celtic folk, and raw emotion. Songs like Mandinka and Troy showcased a voice unlike any other, tender one moment, fierce the next. The album was a critical and commercial success, announcing a major new talent, but it was her second album, I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got, that made her a global superstar. The centerpiece, her haunting cover of Prince's Nothing Compares to You. The sparse arrangement and iconic video, Just Sinead, a black turtleneck and a single tear, captivated the world. That tear was real, mourning her late mother. The song topped charts worldwide, and Sinead became one of the most famous women on the planet. But fame was a crown she wore uneasily. She put everything on the line, holding nothing back. Her music was an exorcism, her voice a weapon. Sinead was never just performing. She was living her truth, no matter the cost. The world had never seen or heard anyone like her. Her rise was meteoric, but the challenges were just beginning. The next chapter would test her resolve in ways no one could predict. Sinead's personal life was as intense as her music. She sought love and stability, marrying 4 times and cherishing her 4 children above all else. Motherhood was her anchor, her children her greatest joy. But controversy followed her, most famously, her 1992 Saturday Night Live protest, tearing up a photo of the Pope. The backlash was swift and brutal, but for Sinead, it was a principled stand against abuse in the Catholic Church. She sacrificed her mainstream career for her beliefs years ahead of her time. Her relationships were passionate and often chaotic, but her love for her children was unwavering. Sinead lived and loved out loud. Her courage in the face of condemnation defined her as much as her music. She forced the world to confront uncomfortable truths, and she never backed down. Despite her fierce independence, Sinead was a generous collaborator. She worked with legends like the Chieftains, delivering haunting renditions rooted in her Irish heritage. Her duet with Peter Gabriel on Blood of Eden revealed a softer, vulnerable side. She joined Roger Waters for The Wall in Berlin, making the song Mother her own. Sinead also collaborated with Massive Attack, Moby, and Willie Nelson, always bringing her full, unapologetic self. These partnerships revealed new facets of her artistry. She connected deeply with musicians who valued authenticity and boundary pushing. Sinead never faded into the background. She met her collaborators as an equal. Together, they created moments of pure musical magic. To understand Sinead, you have to listen to her records. Her discography is a map of her soul. Fiery rock, gentle folk, Irish tradition, and spiritual exploration. After her global breakthrough, she defied expectations with Am I Not Your Girl, an album of jazz standards. Universal Mother delved into her trauma and motherhood, raw and intense. She returned to her roots with Sean Nos Nua, reimagining traditional Irish songs. Later, her spiritual journey inspired albums like Theology, and after converting to Islam, she continued to perform as Shuhada Sadakat. Her final album, I'm Not Bossy, I'm the Boss, was a return to rock, full of fire and defiance. Sinead refused to be pigeonholed, following her muse wherever it led. Her catalog is breathtakingly honest, a life's work demanding to be heard. Each album is a chapter in her restless, searching journey. Sinead's magnetic presence drew filmmakers, though acting was never her main pursuit. Her most notable role was as the Virgin Mary in Neil Jordan's The Butcher Boy, layered with irony given her public battles with Catholicism. She brought quiet dignity and sadness to the part. She also contributed powerfully to film soundtracks, co-writing You Made Me the Thief of Your Heart for In the Name of the Father. On television, she was always compelling, unpredictable, honest, and impossible to ignore. Her documentary appearances revealed her as a respected voice in Irish music. Acting was a sideline. Her greatest performances were always on stage or in music videos. The roles she chose reflected her spiritual, defiant persona. On screen, as in life, Sinead was unforgettable. Sinead received her share of accolades, but her relationship with awards was complicated. She won a Grammy for Best Alternative Music Performance, but famously boycotted the ceremony, rejecting the industry's materialism. Her Nothing Compares to You video swept the MTV Video Music Awards, making her the first female artist to win Video of the Year. In Ireland, she was a national treasure, honored for her cultural impact. Over time, mainstream awards faded, but critical acclaim and peer respect endured. Musicians and activists hailed her as a trailblazer and courageous voice. For Sinead, the most meaningful recognition was the enduring power of her music and the loyalty of her fans. She valued integrity over industry approval. Her legacy is measured not in trophies but in the impact she had on the world. She won on her own terms. Sinead's financial journey reflected her principles. At her peak, she could have amassed immense wealth, but she rejected commercialism and made choices that cost her financially. Her SNL protests led to boycotts and lost revenue, but she stood by her convictions. She turned down lucrative deals, fiercely protecting her art's integrity. Sinead was open about her financial struggles, but she was generous to friends and causes. Her net worth was modest for her fame, but her music catalog remains a lasting asset. Ultimately, her story isn't about money. It's about the richness of truth, courage, and freedom. Her true wealth was the impact she made. By that measure, she was among the richest of all. Sinead's activism was inseparable from her art. She spoke out against abuse in the Catholic Church, giving voice to victims when few dared. Her protests, like refusing the U.S. national anthem at a concert, sparked controversy but highlighted injustice. She championed women's rights, racial justice, and the marginalized, using her fame to amplify their struggles. Her charity work was often quiet, focused on children's welfare and HIV/AIDS awareness. In later years, she became a powerful advocate for mental health, sharing her own struggles to help others. Sinead's activism was about action, not publicity. She taught us that one voice, if true enough, can change the world. Her legacy as an activist is as powerful as her music. Sinead's final chapter was marked by both peace and profound pain. She found solace in Islam, adopting the name Shuhada Sadakat, and was planning new music. But the loss of her son Shane in 2022 was a blow from which she never recovered. Her grief was raw and public, her final messages tributes to her beloved child. On July 26, 2023, Sinead passed away at 56. She died from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and bronchial asthma, according to her death certificate, as reported by an Irish newspaper. The certificate was reportedly registered by her first husband, John Reynolds. Ireland mourned a national hero. Her funeral drew thousands who celebrated her fearless spirit. Tributes poured in from around the globe, recognizing her courage and talent. The woman once condemned was now celebrated as a pioneer. Her song may have ended, but her echo will resonate forever. Sinead O'Connor's voice will never be forgotten. And so the song fades to silence. Sinead O'Connor lived a life of staggering honesty and courage. Her legacy is in the conversations she started and the courage she inspired. If her music or activism touched you, share your thoughts below. Let's celebrate her and continue the conversation she began. Her story is a testament to the enduring power of speaking your truth. Thank you for watching. Though she is gone, her voice echoes on. In every note, every act of defiance, and every heart she moved, may her music and message continue to inspire us all. If you believe in the power of music and truth, honor Sinead's legacy. Like this video, subscribe for more stories that matter, and share her message with the world.